First make a magic ring. Round the little finger. Test between index finger and middle finger. Then bring the yarn to index finger. Wind the yarn around the middle finger. Pinch the end with your thumb. Hold and don't let go. Insert hook into a loop on your middle finger. Hook the yarn, pull up a loop. The loop on the middle finger becomes the magic ring. In round 1, work 1 chain stitch, 6 single crochets, and finally 1 slick stitch to join this round. Yarn round hook and put through the loop on your hook. Put through the V-shaped. 1 chain for standing, not count as a stitch. Then work 6 single crochets. Insert hook into the magic ring. Hook the yarn, pull up a loop through the magic ring. There are 2 loops on the hook. Yarn round hook and put through both loops. Put through the V-shaped. One single crochet is done. The index finger can control the tension of the yarn. Place a marker in the first stitch. Such a V-shape on the side is 1 stitch. Continue, insert hook into the magic ring. Pull up a loop through the stitch. There are 2 loops on the hook. Put through both loops. The second single crochet is done. Continue to work single crochet in the same way. The third single crochet is done. Insert hook into the magic ring. Insert hook into the magic ring. Such a V-shape on the side is 1 stitch. Six single crochets are finished. Then pull the yarn tail to close the ring. Tensioning. Then we work a slick stitch. Remove the marker. Insert hook into the first stitch. Pull up a loop through the stitch and also pull it through the original loop. That's a slick stitch. In round 2, you need to make 1 chain stitch and 6 increases and 1 slick stitch. 1 chain for standing, not count as a stitch. Insert the hook into the same stitch and make 2 single crochets that you can get an increase. Insert the hook into the first stitch. Hide the yarn. Place the yarn above the crochet hook. Pull up a loop. Yarn round hook and put through both loops. Also mark the first stitch. Work 1 more single crochet in the same stitch. Hide the yarn. Place the yarn above the crochet hook. This is one increase. Insert the hook into the next stitch. Increase means working 2 single crochet in the same stitch. Hide the yarn. Pull up a loop. Work 1 more single crochet in the same stitch. Okay, the second increase is done. Make single crochet in the same stitch tweak. No more hiding the yarn. Go on. Okay, 6 increases are done. Finally, 1 slip stitch to join this round. Remove the marker. Insert hook into the first stitch. Pull up a loop through the stitch and also pull it through the original loop. The second round is complete. In round 3, you need to work 1 chain stitch and make a set of 1 single crochet, 1 increase for 6 times, and finally 1 slip stitch to join this round. Insert the hook into the first stitch. Work 1 single crochet. Mark the first stitch with a marker. Work 1 increase. Work 1 more single crochet in the same stitch. We finished the first set. Follow the same steps for the remaining 5 sets. Then work 1 increase. Another set completed. Finally 1 slip stitch to join this round. In round 4, you need to work 1 chain stitch and make a set of 1 single crochet, 1 increase, 1 single crochet for 6 times, and finally 1 slip stitch. One single crochet. Mark the first stitch with a marker. 1 increase. 1 single crochet. We finished the first set. Follow the same steps for the remaining 5 sets. Work 1 increase. One single crochet. Go on. Finally, 1 slick stitch. In round 5, you need to work 1 chain stitch and make a set of 3 single crochets, 1 increase for 6 times, and finally 1 slick stitch. Mark the first stitch with a marker. 3 single crochets. Work 1 increase. We finished the first set. Follow the same steps for the remaining 5 sets. The second set was completed. Finally, 1 slick stitch. In round 6, work 1 chain stitch and make a set of 2 single crochets, 1 increase, 2 single crochets for 6 times, and finally 1 slick stitch. Work 1 increase. Work 2 single crochets. We finished 1 set, and then we finished the next. Finally, 1 slick stitch to join this round. In round 7, you need to work 1 chain stitch and make a set of 5 single crochets, 1 increase for 6 times, and finally 1 slick stitch. Make 5 single crochets first. Then work 1 increase. Follow the same steps to continue crocheting. Finally, 1 slip stitch to join this round. In round 8-14, you need to work 1 chain stitch in each round and make single crochets in each round. Join each round with a slip stitch. At the last stitch of the 14th round, we are going to change the yarn. For the last stitch, we do an unfinished single crochet. Insert the hook into the last stitch to pull out the loop. This is an unfinished single crochet. Take out the light pink yarn and wrap it round your hand. Put it inside and hold it in your hand. Yarn round hook and put through both loops. That completes the last stitch. Finally, 1 slip stitch to join this round. The 14th line is done. In round 15, you need to work 1 chain stitch and make a set of 5 single crochets, 1 decrease, for 2 times, 4 single crochets, then change to pink. Work 1 single crochet, 1 decrease, and make a set of 5 single crochets, 1 decrease, for 3 times, and finally 1 slip stitch. Decrease is combined 2 stitches into 1 stitch. Insert the hook through the front loop of 2 adjacent half stitches. Let's start. Hook the yarn, pull up a loop through the 2 loops on the hook. There are 2 loops on the hook. Yarn round hook and put through both loops. Okay, that is 1 decrease. Go on. We've got a second decrease here. Insert the hook through the front loop of 2 adjacent half stitches. Yarn round hook and put through both loops. Another decrease is done. There are many ways to change yarn. Let's learn an easier way to change yarn. Now let's change the rose red yarn. Pull the end of the yarn tight. Pull the rose red loop apart. Cut the rose yarn. Another easier way to change yarn. Insert hook into the 2 loops. Take out the rose red yarn and wrap it round your hand. Put it inside and hold it in your hand. Yarn round hook and put through both loops. Insert the hook into the next stitch. Now you can pull the light pink look apart. Tensioning. Cut the light pink yarn. Pull the end of the yarn tight. Continue crochet. At the end of round 15, you change the yarn, insert hook into the 2 loops. Take out the light pink yarn and wrap it round your hand. Yarn round hook and put through both loops. Finally, 1 slick stitch. Next, crochet round 16. Pull the rose red loop apart. Cut the rose yarn. Finish the 16 round in order. Finally, change to a light pink yarn and then do slick stitch. In round 17, 1 chain stitch and make a set of 3 single crochets, 1 decrease for 3 times. Change to rose red, make a set of 3 single crochets, 1 decrease for 3 times. Finally, 1 slick stitch. In round 18, 1 chain stitch and make a set of 1 single crochet, 1 decrease, 1 single crochet for 3 times. Change to rose red, make a set of 1 single crochet, 1 decrease, 1 single crochet for 3 times. Change to rose red yarn. Finally, 1 slick stitch. In round 19, work 1 chain stitch and make a set of 1 single crochet, 1 decrease for 6 times, finally 1 slick stitch. Finally, 1 slick stitch. In round 2, you need to make 1 chain stitch and 6 decreases and 1 slick stitch. Stuffed cotton. Work 6 decreases. Insert half of the first stitch. Fasten off. Thread a needle through 6 adjacent half stitches. Tension yarn. Hide the end of the yarn inside. We began to learn how to crochet V-ear. Wrap the yarn around your finger like this. Pinch the end with your thumb and middle finger. Place a hook on the right side of the yarn. Yarn round hook in a counterclockwise direction. Pinch where the yarns cross with your thumb and middle finger. Yarn round hook. Pull the yarn through the loop on the hook. Pull the yarn tail to tighten the loop. A slip knot is made. The first loop makes the 12th chain. Yarn round hook. Pull the yarn through the loop on the hook. Okay, let a chain stitch. Yarn round hook. Pull the yarn through the loop on the hook. The second chain stitch is done. Continue to work chain stitch in the same way. Yarn round hook. Pull the yarn through the loop on the hook. Go on. Okay, 12 chain stitches are finished. In round 2, first hook out 10 single crochets. Start to make single crochet in the back loops of the chain. Turn, and skip the first chain. Yarn round hook and put through both loops. The first single crochet is done. Place a marker in the first stitch. Insert the hook into the next back loop only. The second single crochet is done. Okay, continue to work single crochet in the same way. Ten single crochets are finished. Insert the hook into this back loop only. Work 3 single crochets in the same back loop only. You can get a 3 single crochet in one chain stitch. Insert the hook into next back loop only. That's it. Insert the hook into the back loop only. Continue crocheting following the diagram. Insert the hook into the back loop only. Work 1 increase. Insert the hook in the same back loop only to make 2 single crochets that you can get an increase. In round 3, crochet successively according to the content on the diagram. First to crochet the 5 double crochet. Yarn round hook. Insert the hook into the first stitch. Pull up a loop through the first stitch. Yarn round hook end, test through the first 2 loops. Yarn round hook end, through the remaining 2 loops. The first double crochet is done. Place a marker in the first stitch. Yarn round hook end, insert the hook into the next stitch. Test through the first 2 loops. Yarn round hook end, through the remaining 2 loops. The crocheting was continued in the same way. Next we crochet the 5 half double crochets. There are 3 loops on the crochet. Yarn round hook. The crochet passes through 3 loops simultaneously. The first half double crochet is done. Yarn round hook end, insert the hook into the next stitch. Crochet through 3 loops at a time. Okay, the second half double crochet is done. In the order of the diagram, finish the 3rd round in turn. To double crochet in one stitch means working to double crochet in the same stitch. Then work one more double crochet in the same stitch. Then crochet the fourth round, according to the diagram. At the end of the fourth loop, make a slip stitch. Cut the yarn in the inner ear. Make another 2 in rows red yarn, do not cut the yarn. Place both ears back to back. Stitch a line with each other. Crochet through the stitch of both ears at the same time. Like this. Single crochet round both pieces. Crochet through the stitch of both ears at the same time. Go on. Finally, one slip stitch. Fasten off and leave a tail for sewing. In the same way, hook out of the other ear. We started to sew the ears. Alignment with light pink. Here is the position of the first stitch. Take 2 stitches to the ear first. Put a stitch in head. Then sew a stitch in the ear. Then go back to the head and sew a stitch in the head. It was about 3 or 4 stitches. Then put several stitches on the back of the ear. There is no fixation method for the suture. Hide the yarn inside. The mount is about on the 13 and 14 loops. Stick it with glue. Find the right place and glue it to the eyes.